You ever ADS at an enemy, but for some reason none of your shots stick on target whatsoever? You just can't hit them for the life of you? Well, we're going to fix that today with a lot of settings that I'm going to go through to give you guys the stickiest aim possible, and I'm going to give you guys some options if you have a lower KD and you want your aim to be even better that you guys could change as well if you guys want to raise that KD a lot easier and go up a lot nicer. Now, as you guys can see, I have a 1.9 KD. I'm doing a lot of camo challenges at the moment, and this is going to be a lot higher. It's going to be over a 2.0 zone, so I'm just showing you guys this so you can know that like I'm a legit player. This is me, this is my stats, and I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to these things. Now, what I do want to talk about here quickly is controller settings, graphic settings, and interface. All of these have their own importance. We're going to go into the interface first because it's the least important, but it's the one that everybody forgets about when it comes to aiming, right? So we're going to go over to the readability tab, and we're just going to go to color customization, and you're going to set it to color filter 2. The reason you want to do that is just because it makes the reds, greens, and blues, the RGBs, pop a lot more. They're a lot nicer and stuff, and the more you can see those, the more your eyes snap to them, the more you can see the enemies and stuff. It's just a little bit, but it does help out quite a bit in game, all right? So the gameplay HUD, we're going to also go to this tab right here, and this one we're going to go over to the crosshair lines, and we're going to obviously have these on, but then we're going to go to the crosshair dot, and we're going to have these on as well, but you're going to set the dot to the largest. This is going to make the dot really big on the center of your screen. People back in the day, before center dot was even a thing, they used to put tape on the center of their screen so they could just know where the enemies are at all times, or not know where they are, but at least be able to spot them and snap on them quickly. It helps you guys out with that. We're also going to set it to yellow or purple. That's what I'm going to recommend, one of those two colors. Yellow or purple, there's not much of those colors on the maps, and they attract your eyes really nice and easy as well, so you'll always see it. And then I'm going to recommend saturation, brightness, all of that up to the highest, right? That's basically all you need to do in the interface. If you want to get the rarest camos like the gold, arclight, tempest, or singularity, but don't have the time to grind, MMO EXP has got you guys covered, super cheap, and someone will grind it for you. And within less than a week, you guys will have every single thing unlocked. If you guys need all those headshots, anything you want, they got you, and they have 24/7 support as well, so if you guys need any help, they got you with that as well. Use code ITSNICK, you guys will save 8% off. Trust me, it's awesome. Just click the link down in the description. So let's go over to the graphics now. In the graphics, we're going to go over to the view tab, and you're going to set your field of view. Now, the other day, someone left a comment on my video saying that they felt their aim wasn't good because when they would aim down sights, their field of view was too high, then the enemies felt too small and they couldn't shoot them and stuff. I'm going to still recommend not putting this lower. I would say the lowest you want to go on your field of view is 100. And the reason for that is because, actually, let's get into the firing range. I'm going to show you guys exactly why you want to keep it at 100 and you don't want to put it any lower than that, and why your aim will still be good even when playing at 100, all right? So here I am right now. We're playing at a 107 field of view. As you can see, I'm going to stand right in the center of this thing. I'm going to look up, and I can still see on both sides of my screen, I could still see this little section here, and I can still see this section here, all right? So right there, you can still see it. Both sides of my screen has it. Now, if I were to go change my field of view, and I were to bring that down back to the default, which I think is 90 or 80, but we're going to pretend it's 90 now, you can't see that anymore. And I got to move a lot just to get that back on my screen. This way as well. I got to move a lot just to get that back on my screen, which means that if I'm playing in the game and there's an enemy somewhere here, I will not see him, even if I'm just standing here, right? The targets are a lot bigger on my screen. That's definitely true. They're a lot easier to hit. I can move my joystick a lot more and still be on target. That's nice, but I'm going to show you guys something that you don't need to worry about, all right? So I'm going to put mine back to 107. That's what I like playing at, and we're going to change our ADS field of view from affected to independent. I'm going to only recommend doing this if you do have trouble aiming. If you're really good at aiming, you want to leave it at affected, but if you have trouble sticking on target, set it to independent, all right, guys? And yeah, he is small here. I do see a lot more on my screen, so I can see more of where the enemies are and stuff. He is small, but once I ADS now, he's just as big as he was before. It goes kind of almost back to the exact default field of view, which is really good. This way, the targets are a lot bigger when you're shooting at them. Even the further away ones become bigger on your screen, which is really nice as well, and you could still have a higher field of view. So definitely do that. But if you're really good at aiming, set it to affected and don't worry about it. Then you're going to turn world and weapon motion blur off. First person and third person camera shake, just put it to 50. Third person doesn't really matter. I don't think there's many modes that are third person, but just do it anyways. And then after that, inverted flashbang. If you want your flashbang to be black instead of white, if it's too blinding, definitely put this on. But yeah, it's going to be basically it as well for the graphics. Now, in the actual controller settings, this is what I want to talk about. There's a few things you guys got to change here as well, and I'm going to recommend horizontal stick sensitivity. Put it no lower than 150, no higher than 175, all right? Somewhere around there is solid, even 155 I would probably say, but I'm going to play at 165 for both. You could theoretically put your vertical a bit longer, or a bit higher I should say, because horizontally you have way more screen to move. Vertically your screen is a lot smaller this way because they're all wide screens, so you could put that one higher. It doesn't really matter too much, but I'm going to just leave them both at 1.65 for the time being, and I'm not going to recommend going any higher or lower than that. If you're really bad at aiming, definitely lower it a bit, but try to get yourself back to these numbers here. So start off pretty low, start off at like a 110, but try to get back somewhere here. And these are the best because you're not too fast. You could turn on enemies really nicely and still stick on target and stuff. And then you could also go ahead and not have to worry about too much either. You're not going to overturn, you're not going to do anything weird, you're still fast enough to turn on them, and it's just pretty good, all right? So definitely go ahead and do that. After that, we're going to go over to controller vibration. I'm going to recommend turning this off as well. There's no point in having this on. It makes your controller vibrate, it makes your thumb vibrate with it. Not good at all, whatever. I talk about that a lot, so I don't feel like talking about it too much, but just turn it off. It's going to feel weird for a few days, but just turn it off. Then we got the dead zone inputs. This is really important, and if you guys are using Control Freaks, I use Control Freaks, which is really good because it gives you your right stick max instead of 100. It brings it up to like about 150 depending on the height of your stick, maybe even 170, which is really good. And all you have to do is attach it to your controller. It's one little stick on, and that's basically it. And they're like pretty inexpensive too. They're like 10 or 15 bucks or something. If you guys want to save money on it, I got a code ITSNICK12 that you guys could use to save even more. So go ahead and do that. ITSNICK12, got a link down in the description. Right stick and left stick. For the right stick, all right, we're gonna, or min and max I should say, not right stick, left stick. Right stick min, I'm going to recommend 5 as the absolute lowest. If you put this lower than 5, and then you just move, just a millimeter, just like that, just like that little bit of movement right there, in game, if I'm aiming at a target and I accidentally move just like that, I'm going to fight against the aim assist. So if this guy in game is moving to the right of my screen, and I move just slightly to the left by mistake, I'm gonna unstick from him, and it's not the ADS, the what's it called? Oh my god, the aim assist. There you go. The aim assist is gonna think I'm trying to go left instead, so it's gonna kind of like unstick it. And the aim assist right now isn't that strong, so you want to make sure that you give every single opportunity to make it stick as possible. So I'm gonna recommend 5, and this way, even if you do that little movement now in game, I'm doing it on my screen. You can't see it because it's not actually activating. I'm touching my joystick and it's not moving left or anything. I have to move it a little bit more just to get it to go left. So yeah, go ahead and do that, guys. It's gonna help you guys have stickier aim and stuff. This way, even if you just jerk your finger a little bit, it won't activate in game, which is pretty good. And then the right stick max 100, and if you're using a Control Freak, even better. All right, you got even more range of motion on that right stick, which means you have even more micro millimeters or anything, just more adjustments you could do in a gunfight. That's going to help out a lot. Left stick, if you could put it to 0, put it to 0. I can't because I have stick drift. And then the max over up at 60. You can even bring it down to like 40. It's not bad either. This is just movement, really. It's just how you move in game and stuff. Not bad. All right, so that's what I would recommend. In the aiming tab, we're going to go to the target aim assist, turn it on. Advanced aim settings, I have mine set to gradual, and I would never recommend instant or after zoom ever. I would always recommend gradual, so it slowly brings down your ADS, your sensitivity to your ADS sensitivity. Then the aim response curve type, linear is good. A lot of people talk about it. It's good, but in this game, for some reason, standard, especially with the nerf to the actual aim assist, standard does feel a lot better, and then you're going to keep it at 1. Don't put it anywhere else. And then custom sensitivity per zoom, I'm going to recommend if you're really bad and you can't stick to targets, especially at long range, lower this one. Lower it to like 0.90 or something. If you're okay, bring it up to like 1 or 0.95. But if you struggle at close range, this is not one that you want to lower. I would recommend keeping it at 1 at close range, maybe even a little higher if you can't keep up with the enemy's movement and stuff. But I wouldn't lower this too much if I'm being honest with you guys. These two first ones, definitely not. And I honestly don't play with high scopes. I don't snipe much, so I can't really give you guys recommendations for these ones. I would say probably lower is better, but I have no idea. You guys got to choose, man. If you're a quick scoper and stuff, you might want to play higher. I don't know. I can't tell you guys these ones right here, but these ones right here definitely, I play at 0.95. I find it solid. It is what it is. And then, yeah, that's basically it. We're going to leave it at that. Those are the settings. Those are the most important ones, at least. And there's a few settings in there that if you guys want to do, or if you do want to have a higher KD and be a little bit stickier, because you might have a lower KD in the game, you guys could go ahead and do that. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to drop a big fat like, subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.